Bill, that the reason that this has been so difficult for people, especially since we now have law of attraction, manifestation, what the bleep did we know kind of kicked it off. What's the other one? The Secret, Napoleon Hill was talking about it, but we all started to understand that we needed to change our thoughts. But what we know is that you cannot handle your emotions through your mind. It's the opposite direction. It doesn't work that way, right?
It's strange because we've been taught one way all our lives, that you got to have a strong will and overcome your emotions and choose the appropriate one. But what we now know today is those emotions and those feelings are a product of the subconscious. It uses our body, the subconscious uses our body to create a feeling. And guess what? We think thoughts equal to the feeling. And then we'll act according to that. And we will justify the hell out of it.
You know what, Bill? Really, there's a stronger way to say this. Your feelings hold your thoughts hostage.
Oh my God, it's a good point.
Right? This whole thing, like, oh, you've got to think positive and affirmations. Well, most of the time, you say an affirmation that goes directly against what you really feel about that, it is going to kick back so hard, you're going to feel like it punched in the face or punched in the gut because your body's like, heck no, that is not safe for me. That's not true. And, round and round you go. It can send people into a massive depression trying to think positive when their body has a different emotion, a different opinion about it.
The thing is that it's just simply an unfair fight. It's not even fair. Your subconscious, everybody knows, it controls 95% of what's going on in your life. And your conscious mind is only responsible for 5%. So if you think about it, you're trying to fight your feelings with your thoughts. It's 95 versus 5. You know how strongly you actually feel about something? Nobody ever talks about, I have really strong thoughts about this. No, you have strong feelings, and you're trying to overcome it with a thought. I hate that person. I hate him. Well, I shouldn't, I was said, in my church, I was got to forgive. Well, guess what? It's really, really hard, right? Or maybe it's something else. Like, I want that new car or whatever. And then, the appropriate things, you're not feeling it to go out and fill out the paperwork or work or whatever. You're just depressed, you're in bed, you feel lack of energy, right? There's a lot of really, really good people that end up spending their lives in misery because of a feeling, not because they're bad people or they're flawed. They just have a bad feeling in their body and they don't have a way to exit it. They're not powerful enough in their thoughts to overcome it. And by the way, no judgment. Who is? Who is? Right?
Well, the problem is that most of us don't realize you've got that iceberg situation where 5% your thoughts is what's available to see. And the 95%, this feeling driver in the body is what you can't see and was what is running the show.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the thing that you and I discovered, is how to quickly address and recognize that thing that is the driver. This is the problem. We always thought it was a thought. It isn't. It's a very specific sensation on a specific subject. And it keeps us looking through a perspective that is not the perspective we want to see. It's a perspective that will never get you where you want to go. So I think about it this way, Bill. It's like looking out your back window in a car while you're driving forward. The perspective is everything's leaving you in the dust. If you simply turn around and look out the front window, you can see where you're going. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about changing the feeling so dramatically in the body that instantly that new perspective becomes available. For most people, they have no idea they're looking out the back window. They just don't know. They're trying to change their thoughts around it. But really, if you are able to change that driver, that feeling very dramatically and very, very quickly, the whole world opens up. And that's really why we know for sure that you open a new portal. You literally open an avenue for a whole new set of circumstances to take place that was always there, but you couldn't see it. You had zero access. To me, that's really, really exciting.
It sure is. And when it happens, it is kind of a bizarre experience, because you're like, I can't even believe that life could be this good, right? You don't know what you don't know. You may see other people having a life, but it just doesn't seem possible for you, right?
We see this happen so dramatically. And what we've called the Cognomovement relationship effect, a quantum relationship effect, and that people will come into Cognomovement with a very specific perspective on a major relationship in their life, a spouse, a parent, a child. And after the session, a single session, a lot of times, they walk out with a brand new perspective. And to them, it looks like a whole new world. In fact, people will say, is this real life? Because how they feel about that person, how they see that person is radically changed. And how they see the whole situation is radically changed. But the quantum part is it's changed for the person they had a problem with. They'll get a phone call, a text, or they walk through the door and it's like they've met the person of their dreams. That person is all of a sudden functioning different, speaking different. And now they've opened a timeline in which they get along great. They're best friends. They're having a new great life. It seems unexplainable, except for that it's not. Your emotion governs what happens in your life. And if you can understand that one thing, and then have a tool like Cognomovement to change it, you can change your universe very, very quickly. Okay, so Bill, this Thursday, it is January the 19th. We are having our kickoff class for the year. It's our $97 class, which we know everyone loves. It's 90 minutes. What's so special about this class, Bill?
What's special is that you are actually experiencing. This is experiential. You're going to go through an actual experience to change your level of consciousness. You'll be able to keep this class and take it with you and repeat it and apply it to other things. So it's super valuable.
Yeah, this class is really fun. Whenever we do the $97 class, I love them because it's hard hitting. I mean, it's fast paced. It's to the point and you get it done. And like you said, you get to watch it again and again. It's yours to keep throughout the year. So it's one of those things when you need an upgrade, you need a boost, you just turn this thing on and you do it again and you get to work on the next thing. So join us. It is January the 19th, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Like I said, it's a $97 class and everybody's going to be there.